Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinardata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
The World Trade Meeting, July 18th. That's their third World Trade Accession meeting. They waited 16 years for that meeting. 16 years. Reason why is because there's conditions and requirement that have to be met for that meeting. A tradable convertible currency. They cannot be under US, UN sanctions. That's why they've waited 16 years for that meeting. Everybody's who's on the board of directors and members board will only have until August 15th. This was in print, to get their comments submitted for this World Trade Accession. Paralyzed for 19 years. Parliamentary optimism about passing the most important laws in Iraq. Quote, "The oil and gas law is the most important of the suspended laws. This issue will be resolved in the coming days. There is absolutely no coincidence that this law is on the table now. We never know what the coming days will mean. However, with where Iraq is in her reforms and the loss of revenues from the Kurdistan region, the pressure has been mounting for results needing to take place and quickly. This is a very good sign of things to come and likely first or at the same time. The bad guys in Iraq, whoever they may be, they just don't want the monetary reform. They don't want it to happen. You know that. That's the reason why we don't have the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar. Because of the corruption that is occurring inside of the government of Iraq. But Sadani is in good control, he sure is. Parliamentary Committee expects oil and gas law to be approved soon. Delayed because it is a political pressure card. Quote, the Parliamentary Oil and Gas Committee expressed its optimism on Sunday about the imminent approval of the oil and gas law. What is the HCL? Mark Z, the hydrocarbon law. This is where the Kurdish region of Iraq shares oil profits, government revenues etc. How they handle payments and who gets what. It's been a huge stickler for 19 years in Iraq. Looks like this is the week we have been waiting for. I am inundated with much intel coming through and it all lines up, and none of these sources know one another. So, this looks like it is definitely coming. We're in for a magnificent week. Oil MP rules out oil and gas law. I've been telling you guys the oil and gas law has been outstanding since 2005. Quote, this law has been facing political disputes since 2005. There it is confirmed for you in print. That's because this law is simply waiting on the rate to change. It requires Iraq to have a tradable internationally recognized currency. That's it. Progress has been intense because there's some political opposition. I think the U.S. Treasury, Federal Reserve, Central Bank of Iraq, Al-Sadani, have been working to benefit the Iraqi citizens. There's been blowback. Iraq is not alone in having pressure. Unfortunately, corruption has been a problem for many years. Nothing new. But that's being changed, so now it's getting more intense. I have heard nothing negative out of Iraq this weekend. Article. The Parliamentary Oil and Gas Committee expressed today, Sunday, its optimism about the imminent approval of the oil and gas law which has been suppressed for 19 years. There is discussion about the immediate approval of the HCL. We were always told that within hours of possibly days of the HCL being passed we would see that rate change. The Ministry of Oil announced that the actual storage of liquefied gas has risen to more than 133,000 tons and that the production of liquefied gas has risen to more than 7,000 tons. The Undersecretary of the Ministry of Oil for Gas Affairs, Izzat Saber, said in a statement received by Euphrates News that the daily production rate of liquefied gas received from the producing companies has reached 7,370,000 tons. Noting that the production of the liquid is witnessing an increase thanks to the activation of gas investment projects witnessed by the oil sector, stressing that the gas sector enjoys the support of the Prime Minister and the Minister of Oil. For his part, the Director General of the Gas Filling and Services Company, Anmar Ali Hussein, said that his company has succeeded in achieving high fluidity in meeting the needs of citizens and service sectors in the capital, Baghdad, and the governorates, from providing liquefied gas cylinders or equipping complexes and service sectors, in addition to equipping vehicles, indicating that the daily consumption rate has reached 5,700 tons, and that there is a surplus in the quantities of gas produced nationally and between the rate and volume of consumption. Hussein added that the next stage is witnessing many projects that support the growth and development of the liquefied gas sector, according to the government program. Independent politician Aid al-Halali stressed, on Tuesday, the need for the state administration coalition to find solutions to the current political crises, and to determine its position on Trump if he reaches the U.S. presidency again. Al-Halali told Al-Maluma agency, the state administration coalition received many messages from political parties with the aim of arranging and consolidating the internal house.